Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Ask Dr. Khan Show. This is the 81st episode, and you're talking to Dr. Peter Khan. I'm a functional medicine physician, and in this show, I strive to give you information that's going to help you stay well and get well, and help you solve your health puzzle. If you've been struggling with chronic brain fog, difficulty concentrating, you have trouble getting the words out, you may have memory issues, this is the episode that's going to answer the question why that may be, and what are some of the solutions, natural solutions that can reverse that brain fog. So again, I'm Dr. Peter Khan. My practice in Gilbert focuses on functional medicine and functional neurology, and we help people all over the country through virtual and Skype consultations to help them reverse their chronic health issues by doing lifestyle change, nutritional supplementation, eating differently, all type of natural type of therapy. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about how low thyroid can lead to persistent brain fog. Okay, now, brain fog is a really common symptom. A lot of people struggle with it. If you struggle with brain fog, type in fog in the comment. So I know you're having this issue, and I know that this is a topic that's going to serve a lot of people. So type in fog in the comment, so I know that you also struggle with some degree of brain fog. And brain fog meaning you feel foggy headed, you can't concentrate, you feel like, oh man, you're not like sleepy per se, but you can be, but it's just you're having trouble focusing, right? It can take on many different forms, but most of the time people just feel like they have trouble focusing. Now, brain fog is really common. However, medically speaking, brain fog is not a diagnosis, right? There's not a diagnosed disease that says brain fog. Brain fog is a symptom you experience. It's a symptom of something else, right? Something that's causing it, something bigger that's going on, that's leading to the brain fog. Brain fog is not the cause, it's a symptom. So what we want to do is identify what's the mechanism, right? What is creating the brain fog? Like, is it a cell, or what cell? Is it a deficiency? What's the underlying mechanism for why that's happening, right? If you turn on the light switch and the light bulb turns on, you got to know what's the mechanism for that, right? Is it because electricity flowing through and the copper wire, so the copper wire heats up and light up? That's called a mechanism. You want to understand the mechanism for why you're having symptoms. Because if you understand the mechanism, then you can do something about it, right? Just treating the symptom doesn't really fix the root cause. At the end of the day, you want to fix the root cause. The problem is, with brain fog, there's not even a treatment for it, medically speaking, because like I said, there's no drug for it. So let's talk about brain fog. There are different types of symptoms of brain fog. Sorry, just going to grab my list here. Left the screen for a second. So there's two different types. There's people that have brain fog where they feel foggy-headed, but more related to an endurance problem, low brain endurance. Okay, so brain fog. And then within that, we can have low brain endurance. Or we can have poor brain circulation. Okay? So it can be either an endurance problem or a circulation problem or an inflammation problem. These are the mechanisms for why you may have brain fog, okay, or inability to concentrate. If you have low brain endurance, typically that's going to be where you do certain things with your brain. You use your brain, and your brain craps out faster than it used to. Okay? So this is where you read, you get tired. You drive, you get tired. You study for a test, you get tired, right? You use your brain, you get fatigued a lot faster, right? Maybe you read a few pages and you fall asleep reading, right? Or you watch TV, you fall asleep. Or you drive, you just can't stay awake. These are brain endurance issues because reading and driving are very metabolically demanding of your brain. It takes a lot of energy for you to read because your eyes have to track the page. You have to see the words. You have to understand what that word is from a vocabulary perspective. Then there's also verbal comprehension. Okay, you just read the word, but what does the whole sentence, the whole paragraph, and the whole chapter mean? So reading is a very brain-intensive task. So driving, right? Driving is a very brain-intensive task. For you to be able to see traffic, manipulate the car, and adjust yourself to certain situations, react to traffic, it's a very heavily brain-demanding task. So these things, if you do them and you tend to fall asleep, and you tend to fatigue faster, or you read, you can't retain anything. You study, you forget what you just studied. You have to keep studying it over and over again just to get like 20% of it. These are low brain endurance type of issues. Okay, and some people can relate that as well. And then you have low brain circulation. So typically, this is going to be someone who can have the similar symptoms of foggy or can't retain, but the hallmark of this is cold hands and feet. Okay, you may have cold nose, right? Cold hands, feet, cold nose. These are signs of poor circulation. If you have poor circulation to your hands and your feet, which is farther out from your heart, then you're going to have circulation problem going up against gravity to your brain. And that can also cause brain endurance issues. Sometimes people may have trouble with poor nail growth. Your nail looks like you have fungal nail growth, like your nail's kind of whitish looking, especially in your toe. Or you have vertical ridges, you have ridges in your nail. That may be a circulation problem. If you have hair loss, that can be a circulation problem. Although it could be malabsorption, could be thyroid issue, could be a lot of different problems. But hair loss could be a circulation issue because you can't deliver blood flow to your scalp. So your hair follicles are not healthy, you don't grow hair very well. And then your nail beds are white, right? You pinch your nail bed, it should be nice and pink in your nail, but it looks whitish, and you pinch it, and the red color doesn't return. That could also be a brain circulation, overall circulation issue. So that can also lead to decreased brain function. Remember, fuel delivery is important. If you don't have proper oxygenation, then your brain's not going to work properly, right? Now, part of this circulation, I guess we can also, and as an aside, oxygenation. Problem with oxygenation will be low blood pressure. By the way, this weekend in Glendale, we delivered a roadmap to healing thyroid workshop. We had like over 30 people show up. It was a great response. And I want to thank you all who have attended. If you were at the Glendale Thyroid Workshop this weekend, you thought it was awesome, put a comment in the comment section that says it was awesome. Just to let other people know that we give out great info, and this is something that's going to be valuable for you to continue to watch and follow. So if you thought the Glendale Workshop was awesome, write awesome. If you were at Natural Grocers and you saw me there presenting on Thyroid Roadmap, if you thought it was awesome, put awesome as well. Okay, so and if you're back watching me here, I want to thank you for stalking me on Facebook because you saw me at the workshop and you thought it was great. So I want to say thank you for watching. I want to say shout out to Stacy Williams. Thank you for watching. Tai Li, hey, good to see you. 大姐你好. Kathy is that Noble? All right, Kathy, good to see you. And my man Scott Barling, as always. Thank you for catching me here. So low blood pressure can lead to oxygenation issue, and then anemia. Anemia could definitely cause oxygenation issue and lead to low brain function. So that's the oxygen side with circulation and oxygen. Low brain endurance due to several reasons, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. And then inflammation. So this is called microglial activation. You may say, what the heck is that? Microglia are these glial cells. Glia are cells in your brain that are like the immune cells in your brain. They're like the structural support cells of your brain. These cells in your brain outnumber the actual brain cells by like 10 to 1. So for every one brain cell you have 10 of these glial cells. And these glial cells are like the support structure. Back in the day, scientists used to think that these glial cells are just, scaffolding. They're just like structural support beams. But now we know that glial cells are more than just structural support. They're actually very important in transport of nutrient in and out to the brain. They're also very important as far as playing a part in immune function in the brain. So these are the cells in your brain that basically kill off injured or weak or dead brain cells. So what happens is these brain cells that we have, some of them get pruned off over time. So, through head trauma or inflammation, you eat the wrong food, your blood sugar spikes, whatever reason is, you have brain cells that maybe become weak and injured, and your brain says, we can't have that. If you have a weak brain cells, your immune system in your brain, the glial cells, look at that weak brain cells and it says, you must die. Because your brain is so mission critical that it want to keep all the good ones so that it can work properly. And when you have a weak link, the glial cell's job is to go out and look for those weak brain cells and basically prune it. It'd be like a tree, right? You have a weak or a dead branch. You want to prune it so you can keep the rest of the tree healthy. Glial cells go and prune off dead and injured brain cells. Now what happens is, this is a normal response for your glial cell to go kill off the weak and injured brain cells. But what happens is these glial cells can become activated. When the cells become activated, these glial cells will start to attack the brain cells, and that leads to neuroinflammation. Neuroinflammation means your brain now starts becoming inflamed. Now what would cause that? Well, some of the reason for neuroinflammation is trauma. So if you concuss your brain, like concussion, right? Football season now, and a lot of football players get concussions. And also, it was just Veterans Day. Guess who's a large population in our country of people who suffer from chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which is like post-concussion syndrome. It's our veterans who are in war that suffer from blast injury, from loud explosions, right? These veterans also suffer from concussion from these explosions. And what happens, it can lead to neuroinflammation. So once your brain becomes inflamed, these glial cells is what triggers that inflammation. That's the mechanism for brain fog, because the symptom of inflammation in your brain or neuroinflammation is persistent brain fog. I mean, it may come and go, but if you always have brain fog, like, oh yeah, every day I just feel foggy some of the time, or you just feel foggy all the time, or brain fog is like out of a 30-day month, 20 to 25 days you experience brain fog to some degree, that it's persistent. If you have persistent brain fog, then neuroinflammation is the genesis of that brain fog. Okay? Or it can be one genesis, because you can also have these other things going on as well. So let me circle these red boxes being part of the problem, and glial activation is one genesis, one pathophysiology of brain fog. So what can cause this microglial activation is trauma, which is really common in sports and in veterans. Or car accidents. If you ever had a car accident, you don't have to hit your head really hard to have a concussion, by the way. People think like, oh, I didn't pass out, so I didn't have concussion. Well, that's not true. I mean, have you watched football games lately? I mean, these guys get hit and they don't pass out, they don't lose consciousness, but they still have concussion, right? So you don't have to have a really serious head trauma to have concussion. So trauma is one way. Another one is autoimmune disease. If you have autoimmune disease, you're more likely to develop neuroinflammation. In fact, you can have neuroautoimmune, where your immune system is actually attacking the brain. When that happens, your brain becomes inflamed, these glial cells become activated. Another way you can have neuroinflammation is from food sensitivity, or leaky gut. It's kind of related. Leaky gut and food sensitivity, they're related. Because the more leaky gut you have, the more food sensitivity you'll have. And leaky gut will lead to leaky brain. What's leaky brain? That means there's a blood-brain barrier, and that barrier is a thin mesh or membrane that separates the brain from the rest of the body. It only allows certain chemicals through, and that blood-brain barrier can become compromised. And when it becomes compromised, these inflammation chemical and toxin can get through to the brain, and that can trigger glial activation, which leads to neuroinflammation, which can cause brain fog. Okay? So leaky brain means blood-brain barrier breach, and that can be caused by leaky gut. So what can cause leaky gut? Food sensitivity. So gluten will be an example. So an example of this is if you eat gluten, and you feel foggy headed afterwards. You eat bread and pasta, you feel like, oh, foggy, brain fog, you can't concentrate, your mental processing speed slows down after you eat gluten. You may have gluten-induced reaction leading to blood-brain barrier compromise, leading to neural inflammation, which is why you have the brain fog. So in that case, cutting out gluten or wheat will be really important for you. If you know that every time you eat gluten, you feel like in your brain you can't process that well. Okay? Petrescu, my man Petrescu from Romania. Thank you for watching, sir. And we have Casey. Thank you for watching. And on Instagram, we want to send a shout out to Instagram. We got Instagram followers. Michelle, good to see you. Sean J, or is that Sean T? Sean J, not Sean T from like the Insanity Sean T. I saw him at a seminar. Maybe he's following me now. And Blake, thank you for watching, sir. All right. So these are all the mechanisms for why you may have brain fog. Now, depending on what type of mechanism. Oh, another big one for brain inflammation or microglial activation is actually hypothyroidism. Just by having low thyroid status, if you're thyroid hormone deficient, it can cause your microglial cells to become activated because your thyroid hormone actually dampen these microglial cells. Know that microglial cells, these guys, they're genetically primed. They're genetically primed to be activated all the time. That means these are guys that are always, chomping to kill something. That's their job, to kill bad guys that comes into the brain, right? Protect your brain, and to kill any weak or dead brain cells. They're genetically primed to kill things, unless you have things that are dampening it. And what dampens it is good thyroid function. Thyroid hormone dampens glial activation. So if you are becoming hypothyroid, that can also trigger it. So thyroid has a big to do with brain fog, but know that a lot of people with thyroid problem actually have hashimotos, which is an autoimmune disease, so by having Hashimoto, you get a double whammy. You have autoimmune disease, which automatically kind of makes you more prone to having neurological autoimmunity and get this glial cells activated. And secondly, the second whammy of the double whammy is that you have low thyroid. So that also makes the microglial not inhibited and not dampened. So when you have Hashimoto, you have two things or two strikes against you that cause you to be more prone to microglial activation. Autoimmunity itself and hypothyroidism. So that's why so many people with thyroid problem complain of brain fog. And we need to address that. But to address thyroid issues, it's not just about taking the hormone, it's also addressing the autoimmunity. Understanding most people with Hashimoto's have autoimmune. So then what do you do about that, right? If we have these mechanisms, what can we do to reverse this? Again, like I said, many times it's not about a pill, it's more about what's the underlying cause. However, specifically to address the mechanism, there are some very effective tools that we have in our tool belt that can address these mechanisms. For example, if you have low brain endurance, typically what happens is you may have low mitochondrial function. Now, mitochondria are the battery packs inside your cell. These are the organelles in every single cell in your body, including your brain cells that make ATP or make energy. If you have mitochondrial dysfunction, specifically in the brain, then you may have low brain endurance. Okay, now one of the reasons that you may have low brain endurance, again, all these triggers here, trauma, concussion, autoimmune, can all lead to brain endurance. But from just fixing that particular issue, how can we get the mitochondria in your brain to work better? So there's a product called NeuroOctane. This is a new product that we have, a neurometabolic integration line. And the NeuroOctane is a product specifically designed to improve mitochondrial function in the brain. It also improves glutathione synthesis in the brain. Glutathione is an intracellular antioxidant that's critical for every cell in the body, especially in the brain. Glutathione is very important in dampening this microglia. So if you ask, what can I do to dampen this microglia activation? Glutathione is one of those things that can do that. So this will improve glutathione production in your body. So it's not like giving you glutathione, that's different, that's a different product, but this will support your body's glutathione production specifically in your brain. So this is a great product for anybody who have brain endurance issue where you feel like you read, you drive, you get tired really easily, you just can't retain. This is not a memory product, it's to improve brain endurance so you can last longer before you crap out. So brain octane, you can find that at neurometabolicsupplements.com. If you have brain circulation problems, cold hands, cold feet, cold nose, fungal nail growth, poor nail growth, poor hair growth, those type of things, then you want to improve brain circulation. So that's where Neuro RBC comes in. Neuro RBC contains compounds such as feverfew, butcher's broom, ginkgo, vinpocetine, and cayenne pepper. These are ingredients scientifically shown to improve microcirculation to the brain area. So these are all shown to improve blood flow to the brain, which will improve this brain circulation issue. Now, this has systemic effects as well. Sometimes if it's more like, we want to support just cold hands, cold feet alone, we might use other products like nitric balance, and you can find all these products on our online store at neurometabolicsupplements.com. So it depends on what mechanism. You can use specific product to support that mechanism as you're looking for the underlying root cause, which may be autoimmunity, food sensitivity, thyroid issues, infections, toxins, and so forth. Next, to address this microglial activation, what can we do to dampen this brain inflammation? Well, it turns out that turmeric is found in turmeropotency, is one of those compounds that can actually dampen inflammation in the brain. See, not many compounds can get through the blood-brain barrier because it only allows certain molecular size compound to get through. So larger molecules like GABA and different things does not get through. However, turmeric, curcumin, can get through to the blood-brain barrier. So what we have is a turmeropotency, which is actually in a liquid form. This is a liquid turmeric in a gel cap, glycerin gel cap, so that it's easy for people to swallow the gel cap and still get the liquid. And turmeropotency is really unique because turmeric have to deliver in a fat-soluble vehicle. So it means it has to be delivered in fat. That's why Thai food, it's always like coconut curry, right? Why? Because the coconut oil, the medium chain triglyceride, is a great carrier for turmeric. And so this product is using your sunflower seed oil as a carrier. And so it's in an emulsified form, in a liquid form, carried in fat. However, it's emulsified at the same time for better absorption. So you can actually get high dosage. Each soft gel contains 1 gram, 1,000 milligram of curcuminoid, which is the active ingredient in turmeric. So this will help dampen that microglial activation. And typically, you have to dose up because there's no standard dosage. The more inflamed you are, the more you may need to take to get there. So a lot of times people say, I take 1 capsule of this product because it says 1 capsule on the bottle. Well, 1 capsule of a regular turmeric product may have 250 milligrams, maybe 500 milligrams at best. This has 1 gram, 1,000 milligrams, so it has more. But again, some people take 1 capsule twice a day. It's like, that's nothing. That's not going to do anything. Some people need a whole lot more. So we have you titrate up. That means you slowly increase until you get to the point where you have mental clarity. You start to feel like, oh, my brain fog. That may be at 3 capsules a day, maybe at 6 capsules a day, maybe at 12 capsules a day, depending on the person and how severe the problem is. But turmeropotency is what I recommend to our clients who are working with, who have chronic autoimmune issues, chronic brain fog, chronic neurological symptoms, and this is one of the premier turmeric products out there, and I 100% recommend that you give it a try. Next, again, to dampen this glial activation and neuroinflammation, especially if you have autoimmune disease, we need to get glutathione level up. Glutathione is an intracellular antioxidant that dampens not only glial activation, but also it's an antioxidant itself, so help with inflammation. And glutathione also supports T regulatory cell function, which is the white blood cell that controls the immune balance so that it modulates autoimmunity. And so if you have autoimmune, it actually makes it so that your immune system doesn't attack your own body as much. So for people with hashimotos, MS, rheumatoid arthritis, anybody with autoimmune, we got to get glutathione level up. Now there are multiple delivery methods. One of the ways that we use is called acetylglutathione pro. This is our neurometabolic supplement line. And acetylglutathione is a glutathione attached with an acetyl group. The reason is because reduced glutathione does not absorb orally very well. But when we attach acetyl group to it, it makes it absorb much better orally. In fact, some studies show that acetylglutathione can be just as effective as IV glutathione, which is like an injection. So this is a great product. Each capsule contains S-acetylglutathione, 200 milligrams, as well as 1 gram of N-acetylcysteine. Now, N-acetylcysteine is a precursor for glutathione. So not only are we giving you glutathione, we're also giving you the precursor to help your body make more glutathione as well. N-acetylcysteine, for a lot of people with Hashimoto, is beneficial by itself, N-acetylcysteine. Just to take that can help people with Hashimoto's. And I think the reason N-acetylcysteine help people with Hashimoto because it is a precursor for glutathione. So it really, in a roundabout way, we're saying is really to support glutathione production. So this product contains both NAC, 1 gram or 1,000 milligram per cap, which is a very potent amount, and then glutathione S-acetyl form, 200 milligrams per capsule. Per 2 capsules. Okay, so this product is what we use often with our client with autoimmune disease to support T regulatory cell function, to support microglial activation and inflammation. So those are 4 powerful products and protocols that you can use to support brain fog, the mechanism depending on what's going on with you. Some people may need all of these products because you may have low brain endurance and poor brain circulation and you're inflamed and you have autoimmunity. In which case, all 4 may be appropriate. If you're not sure what's appropriate or what's not, comment in the section. I'll do my best to help you. Again, I can't diagnose you or treat you based on Facebook comments. I can only make general recommendations. For those of you who want to, if this information makes sense to you, you say, wow, this is definitely a logical step to go from point A to point B in a specific nutritional product, and you want to pursue that further, you need more help, then please make a case review appointment where that appointment will go over your case history, will go over what's going on with you, your number 1 priority, your goals, your symptoms, and what you have tried in the past that may have worked or may not have worked. So we can create clarity for you so you know exactly what you need to do first, what to do second, what to do third. We have certified holistic nutritionists that help you with meal planning. We do functional medicine lab work. So this way we take the guesswork out of it so you know exactly what you need to do in order for you to get better. No more guessing anymore. Okay, we want to be specific. And our neurometabolic integration program is a method that I developed that I have federal trademark, registered trademark on, that specifically address the chronic illness such as Hashimoto, thyroid problem, autoimmune disease, brain fog, chronic fatigue, chronic digestion issue, and chronic sensitivities and reaction to food or skin reactions. These are all just some sampling of this type of people that we help. We have over 100 video testimonials at our website at AskDrKhan.com. I recommend you scoot on over at AskDrKhan.com and look at these testimonials so you know what type of case we help. And again, I'm going to show you these products in order. Somebody asked. So we have NeuroOctane, and I'm going to put the link to our online store so you can find these products. For some of these products, I have made videos that explain to you what these products do, what's contained in it, when is it to use it. So our online store is not just a store. It's really a repository of educational information. We want to help you, educate you, so you become educated consumers. So you're not taking a supplement for the wrong reason, right? Taking it for the right reason can really help you, but taking it for the wrong reason can be very frustrating, can be a waste of time and energy and money, and worst of all, can actually worsen your condition. So these are all immune neutral products. So NeuroOctane, this is to support brain mitochondrial function and brain glutathione production. We have NeuroRBC, which supports brain circulation. We have Termeropotency, which supports inflammatory cascade and dampen microglial activation. And we have acetylglutathione Pro, which also support inflammation, microglial activation, as well as supporting autoimmune modulation and regulation. Okay, so those are the 4 things that we use with our clients. Again, this is just gives you an idea of what's possible. You can get started with some of these, and if you need more help, we're always here to help you. This Tuesday is a Tuesday. We have a workshop, and it's on thyroid. We have Thyroid Solutions workshop this Tuesday, 5:30 in the office. If you haven't ever been to our workshop before, come to the workshop. For those of you who have been to our workshop that are watching this, just put a comment in the section and tell people how good it is, right? If it's awesome, say the workshop is awesome, you got to go. Just put it in the comment section so that people can see that we deliver value. We over-deliver on value. If you come, you're going to get so much clarity that you're going to just feel empowered, feel that you're not stuck with this anymore, that your frustration can all be solved and be over with if you just have somebody guide you along this process. And we want to be that guide for you. We're here for you. We want to help you. So this Tuesday, 5:30 Thyroid Solution Workshop. You must register, though, because our seats are limited. Call 480-988-6269 to register, or online at askdrkhan.com/thyroid. Next week at Tuesday, we have our autoimmune solution workshop. That's also at 5:30. You can also call the office, 480-988-6269 to register. And we're excited to bring you more educational content. We're going to be out in Glendale again. This past weekend, the response was overwhelming. It was so awesome. I had so much fun with all of you who attended. I want to do it again. So we're planning another one in probably about December, mid-December or so forth, or early December. We're also going to be out at natural grocers as well to do more community outreach. So look for those announcements as we continue to go out and help you and reach more of you. And one thing you can do to help me, if you feel like this show and the information I gave you was of value to you, it's helped you in some way, and you think it's shareable, it's just information that you never heard before, please share it, like our page, follow our page, and share our video with people who may benefit from this. Because there's so many people who never heard of microglia. There's so many people who have suffered from brain fog. They don't even know what to call it. People suffer from brain fog. They don't know that there's these different mechanisms, and they didn't know there's solutions for them. So please share this video, because together we can help so many people who are suffering from chronic condition get their health back. So I'm Dr. Khan. Thank you so much for another week spending time with you. I look forward to seeing you next week at the Ask Dr. Khan Show. Take care.